What the fuck do you think this is? Amateur hour?
Welcome to Hanging Loose, a disc golf podcast. Hosted by Shanked DG and Spicy Boy. Today's guest from Disc Golf Game On, Bill Witt.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to Hanging Loose Podcast, episode number 4. I'm Shanked DG. With me, as always, is Spicy Boy DG.
Spicy Boy.
There he is.
Morning.
And, we're pumped and ready to go.
Also, I wanted to bring to your attention today. I did not know we followed Torqued Up Tina on Twitter, and my girlfriend is not happy.
Oh, no.
Goodness gracious, I'm so sorry to cough in y'all's ears.
Oh, that's so funny. No,
it was funny because I saw Courtesy Violation and retweeted her preview, and I mentioned it to her. I was like, I don't know what disc golf porn is, and she goes, well, now we have to watch it.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not paying for it. Sorry, Tina. You're very pretty, but
Get got. No, I had to with the Courtesy Violation guys. I don't listen to many disc golf podcasts, but they're definitely one that I listen to every week. Used to be Tennessee 2s as well, but it doesn't seem like they've uploaded in a while.
Speaking of Tennessee 2s, he is pretty upset he hasn't been invited to be on this podcast just yet. And I promise your time is coming.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's bogus too, because I think I reached out to him right at the beginning. So
unbelievable.
Scandal.
Unbelievable. You know what?
Bigger deal than even Otto with Lone Star.
Yeah. You're gonna lie to me. You're not gonna lie to me. I did not bring up our outline like I normally do. Let me get that in front of me for a sec.
Oh, no worries. I got a few notes as well in case we run into some dead air, but
Dead Air is my stripper name. Do you want to see something really cool that only 3 people have ever seen in their life?
Is it the front and back of your credit card?
I said really cool, not really useless.
Oh.
Shit's maxed out, my guy.
Well,
I love Sonic. All right. Just real quick. Somebody drew a picture of me. You can't really see it because the camera's all blurred. While I was hosting trivia. And they wrote Sassy Trivia Guy on it as the title.
Sassy Trivia Guy.
This lives with me forever. His name's Hugo. He's a good guy. Sorry. Let's go through your notes. You want to start with story time?
Sure.
Wait, hold on. I have something for you.
What are we popping off? Take it off.
Last week, I didn't wear an alcohol-related shirt as I promised Caleb that I would. So this week, we're back at it.
Miller Lite.
Miller Lite.
It's Miller time.
More taste, less filling. Enjoy my crotch for 5 seconds.
Oh,
right,
more than 5 seconds.
Not for me. All right.
And as always, wearing some disc golf merch.
I love your double Ds.
Oh, yeah.
There was so much giveaway news today. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Sorry, tell me story time before I get too excited.
Story time. What do I got for this week? I went out to it's called Beach Nut. It's like a disc golf course hybrid to test out some form changes because I'm still working on that and it was going poorly. It turns out it's going great now. And through cold off the first tee, first shot, threw it 415 foot, birdied. The only hole on that course I've never birdied because it's 430 feet. So on top of an incredible drive, hit a big putt. That was pretty sweet. More importantly, there is a course like 2 minutes from my house that has been down for all summer because they're redesigning it. They finally have the front 9 in, pads, baskets in, and it is glorious. Deerwood Disc Golf Course, if you're in Iowa and the surrounding area. Definitely a check out once it's done next year. Two pads, 2 baskets for every hole. The guy who designed it did an incredible job, and all the volunteers, big shout out. Incredible stuff. But yeah, other than my really good round and ace after last week's episode that we were talking about how I had never aced outside of Tourist. Finally got it, hole 9 at that course. Volt.
It's almost as if we summoned it.
It is. Volt Heiser. It's about 300 feet or so. Don't know the number off the top of my head, but it's right around there. But just center of the basket. Had 2 witnesses that were playing ball golf, so they were like, "That's easy."
Yeah, bitch, you do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I remember I told my dad the first time about my hole-in-one, and he's like, "Is that hard?" And so then I brought him out to Vista and let him throw. He's like, "What the hell?" I was like, "You're welcome. Now you know." Sorry, go ahead. Don't mean to interrupt.
No, I think that's really my story time for this week, because just form changes going really well through 415 feet, and then as well as my ace to top off the round to finish neg 1, I think. So,
oh my god. All right, last week was disc golf pet peeves, right?
yes.
Neg 1, not for me.
Not what is it?
We say 1 under in this house.
1 under? 1 under? Under?
So my story time that you just triggered so
Okay.
hard.
Neg 1, really? That bothers you?
And I'll tell you why. Hold on.
All right. I'm in.
First of all, we have to check with Brian because I don't want to keep him past the scheduled time. Is he okay? Is he good? Hold on. Professional things.
He hasn't even read my message yet, so.
He's balling out of control.
Balling out of control.
Disc. One disc. GreatLakesDisc.com. Check him
Yep.
out.
Our guest for today is ready to go whenever, so I think I'll just drop a link in Brian's thing there, and he can hop on whenever.
All right, and we'll just play it by ear when he rolls in.
Yeah.
So when I first started playing disc golf, I don't want to say his name because I don't want to be disrespectful. I'm just going to tell you stories about him.
It's Drew Gibson.
It's not. No. It's you might know him if you live in Kansas City, and that's the only way you'll know him. Or if you're one of the people here that dealt with him while he lived in Phoenix. So I met this
Drew Gibson.
Let's not piss off Drew. We need Drew on the podcast at least once because he was an amateur, but Drew is a professional. So.
Yeah, I mean, well, depending on how his 2024 season goes, he might be eligible to be on the podcast.
God damn. The Drew Gibson heat is real.
Love you, Drew.
Anyway, so I met this kid right when I was new at disc golfing. Big Kansas City Chiefs fan, like never didn't have a Royals hat on or a Chiefs shirt or something Kansas City related. He was just like super nice. When I first met him, he was super nice. He's like, I have this camera and this tripod and we should like go out and film and do all the stuff. And he was really funny. And then out of nowhere, he just started like lying about everything.
Ooh,
and it was super uncomfortable. So like he put this fundraiser on Facebook. He's like, hey, COVID hit. I'm a graphic artist and like I do printing and like nobody's putting up banners because no one's going anywhere. So I'm out of work and I need to help pay my rent. Donated $45. I was like, man, you're a good dude. Like, glad to know you. The next week, I swear to you, he comes out with these brand new Jomez Pro Texas stamp discs and was like, look what I bought. And I was like, dude, I just give you money to pay your rent. Why are you buying discs?
Yeah.
And I was like, that was the first thing where I was like, that doesn't track, And then we went out, we filmed a whole round at Fountain, and I had like some of the best shots I've ever thrown, even still to date. And he caught them on film and then could suddenly never show me the footage ever. So that was also kind of like, why are you being shitty? My spite? I don't know. Hold on, let me switch. Hold on.
Sorry,
please.
Didn't want to interrupt your story, but
you're good, brother. Let's try.
It wasn't too bad.
Hey guys, the real RV3 here. Just want to let you guys know, Spicy had a little issue with his mic. I tried to fix it the best I could, but it's still a little shaky. We are working on a fix for that in the future, but until then, enjoy the rest of the podcast. Back to the guys.
All right, that should be.
Yeah, but that's weird.
Yeah, so he would just lie about the weirdest things. And eventually it got to the point where like he was just like staring me straight in the face and lying to me. And I was like, all right, man, whatever. So he moved back to Kansas City after a while. And then I met this girl, Steph. Steph, I love you to death. You're the best. And Steph Olson, she's the queen of Rosedale. And if you're in Kansas City disc golf, you know what that means. Anyway, I was like, do you know this guy? And I said his name. And she goes, I know him. He's awesome.
Drew.
Yeah, Drew lives in Kansas City. And I was like, I can't believe that you know him. She goes, yeah, he's kind of weird. Like nobody really likes him, but I don't want this to sound like sour apples. I hope he's doing well, genuinely, and I hope that he's got kind of his shit figured out. But for a while, it was just a little spotty. So that's my story time. Sorry, that was a long one.
No, you're good. It's interesting. I think everybody knows a person like that. It's just kind of like,
why are you being the way that you're being?
Yeah, it's just kind of lying and being weird all the time. But we got Daddy in the house.
Daddy.
Yeah, I see him down there laughing. Get him in here, Papa.
That's
he set up a whole background. What a professional this time. Not straight from the bar.
Yeah, not straight from the bar. Although I did pour Guinness before I came down here. So
cheers, pal.
For
cheers.
Audio listeners, Papa Wolf of Great Lakes Disc Singular has graced us with his presence.
He's joined the chat, as the kids say. He has some very exciting news, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
I do. So I, of course, painstakingly read every review that came in, every comment that came in from the podcast that I was on a few weeks ago. Congrats on making it to the 4th episode.
Thank you.
You guys are beasts.
We're almost past the curse.
You're almost past the curse. I think you might even make it. So
I think we might make it. We're slated for Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, you got the holiday season next couple weeks. Are you gonna continue to produce? You're gonna take a little break. You're gonna come back.
We're pre-recording for 2 this week. So we have one ready for next week, and then the next recording after that would be the 2nd. So I'm clear for that. I mean, we can do bookkeeping off camera, but
real quick, I don't know if you can hear it, Papa. I can hear it for sure. Your voice sounds a little modulated. I don't know if it's my headphones or if it's just the audio.
He's got that auto tune filter on.
Yeah, you sound like T-Pain talking about disc golf.
Well, that sounds great. I would love to sound like T-Pain.
I wonder if we can get him on here.
With the driver.
She rolling.
Cool. I know you read every comment. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in there, Brian. I just want to make sure we get the audio right.
No, I'm looking at my settings right now, trying to see if I can not sound like T-Pain.
No, it's not you. Shank sounds like T-Pain.
Oh, it's me?
Yeah.
Oh.
You sound beautiful, Brian. Sing to me, Dad.
Bro. Thanks, man. I was really worried there for a second.
Is it good again, or is it still weird?
It's just like in and out low robot-y, but it's minimal. I don't think people are going to complain, except now that I said that, they for sure will.
I still love the blurred background around you.
I swear to God, I loaded up for today, and I was like, Brian hates the blurred background. Definitely turning it on for his
bullshit. Yeah. It's not distracting for an ADHD person. Don't worry at all. It's
just bleeds over the face just a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes you're not even on the screen. It's just a whole bunch of blur. That's all.
And listen, that's called lack of a jawline, and I can't help it. I look like one big blur. All right, tell the people. All right. We're all excited.
Very, very much so. Very exciting stuff. I've got 3 names here. I read responses. Some made me chuckle. Some were practical, blah, blah, blah. You know how it is. But I would feel weird picking them to get the prizes. So as a reminder, we have a 4-claw zone. We have a Wolfpack Disc hat and a Wolfpack Disc mug. So I have them written down in an order. Okay. Am I right? And then you tell me the name that I have on top. Should they get the mug, the zone, or the hat?
Here's what we should do, just to keep it 100% fair. I think Shanked and I should rock, paper, scissors, best 2 out of 3. Winner gets to pick the winner of the 4-claw.
I love competition.
All right.
You ready? We're gonna do 1, 2, 3, and then throw on shoot.
And then shoot. Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
1,
1, 2, 3, shoot.
That's 3 claw scissors. So you win.
Yeah.
Ready? No,
Okay.
best out of 3. Ready?
1, 2, 3, shoot.
I did the 3 again. Okay.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
God. All right. Who wins it? Number 1,
Let's
2,
go.
or 3?
Who wins the 4 claw zone? I gotta go 3.
Number 3.
It's closest to 4.
Number 3 wins the zone. All right. Does number 1 get the hat or the mug?
I think that's your call.
I would say mug. Mug equals coffee. Coffee's usually the first thing in the morning, so that goes to number 1.
Mug is to number 1.
I like that reasoning.
And then hat. All right. So we'll go reverse order. Hat. Shout out to Robert Brown 852, who I assume is RJ, who comes in the shop a lot. And if not, hello to Mr. New Brown. Either way, congratulations to you. You won a hat. I will respond as Great Lakes Disc to this thread, and I will message you with contact information tomorrow when I get in the office. So congrats to you. And then number 2, the mug, Chasing Chains DG.
Hey,
you win the
those
mug.
guys.
I will send you that one. And I want to make sure I got the full name right.
Drum roll, please.
All right. Congrats to Carrie Finnegan 6659.
Hey, congrats, Carrie.
Who
nice.
picked the Dilophosaurus.
Dilophosaurus. It's the
that one. The one that spits. That was always scary in Jurassic Park for me. It got Newman.
Did you say the Dilophosaurus?
Yeah, the Dilophosaurus.
Hell yeah. That's our first giveaway ever. I'm very excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you, Papa Wolf.
And then because it's the holiday season, I have Andrew Marweed signed Rift. He stopped by the store this weekend. And a Luke Taylor MJ15 World Champion, current Disc Golf Pro Tour Rookie of the Year disc.
Hell yeah.
And I give you permission to give those 2 things away in this episode somehow.
Okay.
And then, however they do, let me know who I got to send it to or whatnot. And happy holidays to you all.
Happy holidays to you, man. Thank you.
Do I have time for a story?
I have one of those too.
You have one of those too. Did you get that this year?
You brought it to me. You hand delivered it, my friend.
That's what I thought. I didn't want to be rude, but yeah, hey.
Why would it be rude?
Quick story.
Yeah, tell us.
So you guys had me on your first episode. It was a great time. I went on a rant a few times, as we both know that we've gone back and we've looked at this footage, listened to it again.
We remember.
I talked to about consulting on my website. I made a crack about consulting. Well, one of your listeners reached out to me. Had the meeting last week. It was great. Thoroughly enjoyed meeting with them. So I'm going to do an unsolicited advertisement for the D Clip. It is a training and strength warm-up exercise equipment. You're going to hear more about that in 2024.
Heck yeah.
Work with them and get their name out more. But I just got their product the other day, and I was skeptical at first.
Yeah, I remember you posted something about it and asked people, what'd you think about it? And I guess my thoughts were I didn't really know what it was, and I think that was pretty the resounding answer. But that's awesome. Came from here?
Yeah, it came from this podcast. So shout out to you guys.
7 listeners.
I will obviously repay you with coming on as much as you need and giving away whatever you need. So shout out to Great Lakes Disc. Let's see if we can get that frame in there. Oh, that even looks better.
Yeah.
I got to line that up better next time. Look at that.
Nice.
Paragon printed that for me. Shout out to our friends at Paragon. And next time you're on, you'll see the other side, which has got a different logo on it.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Ooh.
Sounds good. Well, Happy New Year and Merry Christmas to y'all and all your listeners.
Yes, you as well. Thank you again. And we'll figure out how to get rid of those discs.
Sounds
good. For sure. Thanks again, bro.
Right.
See you.
Take it easy, man. Get out of here. Who is that
I'm glad
guy?
I didn't have to make that joke this time. That's awesome.
Jeez.
Lots of
Right?
good things.
Holy cow.
And 2 more giveaways. Again, he doesn't ever talk to us about that shit ahead of time. He just
No.
shows up and is like, hey, by the way, let me
Here's
be supportive.
The
So
coolest shit you've ever seen. Wow.
More giveaway news real quick before I forget to mention. 2 episodes ago, I talked about this very disc, which is the signed Haley King leopard stamp, beautiful ESP swirl stalker. 1 week from today, I will be choosing the winner of this disc. So, it's blurred. Looks illegal. I'll be choosing the winner of that disc. So make sure you enter. Go back to episode 2, listen to it, follow the instructions. And then
and if you're listening to this and you're like, wow, these guys have like 200 views per episode and they're giving away the coolest shit, get in now. Your odds are so good to win shit right now, because with the stuff coming down the pipeline, bro.
The DGA pipeline.
The DGA pipeline.
Reference our disc fun conversation on Twitter today, which was way too long.
Oh, way too long.
Now, I'm blessed to be sponsored by a few people. One of them is this fine gentleman right here, Shanked. Saved me a spot on his team. Didn't even let me apply. It was just like, you're sponsored. And so I appreciate him forever for that. And then OTB Discs. You guys may have heard of them. Also big sponsors. And they, this week, it's at the lady's house right now, which I'm at home, so I don't have it with me, but I will check it out tomorrow. They sent me a whole box of discs to give away to you guys. So if OTB hasn't already done enough for the sport, they're supporting a fledgling podcast with less than 5 episodes in a big way. So tell them thank you, buy from them. And then because I don't have something to give away with me today from that box, I'm going to be giving this away, which is a signed Ricky Wysocki 2-time fly dye Daedalus. It's real pretty. Ricky signed this for me on my birthday 2 years ago. So this is actually a pretty sentimental disc, but I think it's a good one to send to somebody.
So seeing that disc, also that's super cool. Like signed by Ricky, insane.
He's the best. He's so nice.
Total 180. Which disc do you think is lost more, the Daedalus or Blizzard Boss?
Blizzard Boss, for sure. Anything Blizzard. All the used discs of the bins at Spinners.
It's just boxes of Blizzard Bosses.
Blizzards and airs and like.
Yeah, I think new players walk into like a Dick's Sporting Goods and see like someone threw this 11,000 feet, 1,100 feet. Got the whole
I was not
frisbees.
Full screen streaming that whole time, so that's nice and awkward. Sorry, yes, they go into Dick's or Big Five and
see like someone, whoever this Wiggins guy is, threw it 1,100 feet. So I must be able to do that.
Shout out, Dave.
Say it, shout out.
Yeah, I do say shout out so much on this podcast, and I mean, our listeners know I'm really sorry. I try not to do it, and then I immediately.
That's what this podcast is, though, right? I mean, it's us, but it's also spotlighting the coolest people around, which are just the people that make up the sport.
Speaking of the coolest people around.
Yup, sent that link right now, so he should be popping in right now. We have today one of the coolest people doing the coolest shit I've ever seen. Disc Golf Game On. Find it on Steam. He built this game from the ground up. Disc golf game that I lost all my words, but
it's a disc golf game on Steam that you're featured on, my friend.
That I am.
Put us on the map as the first disc golf podcast with their own digital discs. We have our own digital content because he's already in it.
Find my Tour Series 2023 shanked disc on Disc Golf Game On. I'm sure I'll have a 2024 Tour Series, and Spicy might as well. Hanging Loose might as well.
As long as Hanging Loose does. I don't.
Hey, if we ask him live on the podcast, he can't say no.
He can't say no. Fuck it. This is why we're co-hosts. This is a game that I actually already genuinely, and this sounds like an ad read from every podcast ever. This is a product I own and I endorse and I like. You can see my Steam library popping up there. But genuinely, Disc Golf Game On is phenomenal.
It's an amazing game. So without further ado, Bill Witt,
nice
Disc
haircut,
Golf
my friend.
came on.
Is there any
Hey, honor
feedback, guys?
What's that?
Is that all right? Can you hear me? Is there any feedback or anything?
Nope, you sound great. Look great.
Well, I didn't know it was going to be like that.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. It's really nice to meet you finally.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like you and I started coming up together sort of at the same time.
Yeah. I was telling the guys in the Discord, like, me and you were like you're one of the OGs. Coming up at about the same time, tried to help you out. You helped me out, put me in your game, which I am.
Thank you. I
grateful for. So
I appreciate the time that you guys are giving me with
yeah, man. I think your product deserves way more attention.
I would
Endless.
have to.
I appreciate that, but forget the product. I mean, forget that. I mean, the truth of the matter is the product. I mean, we can talk about it, sure, but like the product is a product of the sport. You know, what I mean? You know, but we'll talk about that. But I did send you a DM on Discord. I don't know if you got it, but
let me look.
Basically, just to give you a little bit of background, I'm in New Jersey, and we
all make mistakes, man.
You know, I love Futurama. You know, it's like one of those things at night where it's like you're just trying to decompress and just throw on, you know, a cheesy cartoon, funny show. And they're always ripping on New Jersey. And I thought about it, and yeah, I get it. I get it. But my point is, we have Stafford Woods here, and not to sound like promotional or anything like that, but since I've been working on DGGo, I'll get back to it. I sort of been hooked on disc golf. You know, same story as everybody else. You know, pandemic driven type of deal. But a buddy of mine is really, really into it. Like he gets to play every day, and I hate his guts.
I also hate him. Don't even know him.
Yep.
I mean, really, and just out of respect for you guys, because I didn't even know Shank you were doing a podcast or anything now, because I'm like in a cave of programming.
Right.
But out of respect for you guys, I went and watched your last 3 episodes just to try and catch up real quick. And
I appreciate that.
Of course. I mean, kudos for bringing attention to the sport. It's just one of those crazy things where it's like, it's kind of like what was his name? What was that show? What was that movie? I forget what the name of the movie was, but it was back in the day, and the guy was always like, oh man, well, it shouldn't be a drug reference, but the guy was like, have you ever tried weed? And it's like, whenever people talk about, not that weed's a good or a bad thing, but whenever people talk about
great thing,
whenever people talk about like golf or like other sports or stuff like that, I'm always like, yeah, but bro, like, have you ever tried sports on disc golf? And it's like, you always come off as that weird person.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's kind of the charm to this sport. And
oh, absolutely.
And back to my buddy whose guts I hate. So there's a bit of a discrepancy right now with disc golf is a passive, I guess it's a passive recreational sport.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the lands are on, I guess, DEP approved lands. And that sort of being the case, there are situations where they can kind of come in and be like, oh, by the way, this is, a DEP non-approved, sanctioned course, and basically rip up the course. And I think they mentioned it in, maybe it was at the last Worlds or whatever, talking about Stafford Woods or whatnot. But I feel like it's something that needs a lot more attention, because if anything can really sort of disrupt the concurrent, progress that we've got, it's something like that. So just wanted to bring that to attention. And
that's interesting.
Just real quick, Bill, for those who don't know, can you explain what the DEP is?
Yeah, the Department of Environmental Protection.
Okay, just making sure.
So,
you don't know. Well, I know who listens to this podcast, and they will need that.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know. So
that's my own ignorance.
See,
no,
my co-host.
I apologize, but no, other than that, again, guys, thanks for having me.
of course, no, thanks for being on.
Of course. So how's it going?
It's going. We've been chilling. Had Papa Wolf on right before you to give away the disc from the first episode, and then he surprised us with even more goodies. So, and we'll probably wrap you into that giveaway somehow.
You're giving me away?
Yeah. I don't know the shipping is probably. I don't know if FedEx will ship a person.
There's no
but-
ring on that finger, so yeah, I will. When the time comes, you let me know. I will give you away.
But yeah, man. So yeah, a little history. Right about the same time I started doing my disc golf thing, Bill here was working on Disc Golf Game On, which I think right about that time it wasn't quite live yet. Like it was a demo, right? Like there was a beta version.
Yeah, I think we actually it was like an early access thing that we were doing, and it's just been a long journey, you know. That's where we are right now. We're still in early access, but I'd say about 85 to 90% of the game is there.
Yeah.
I'm currently working on multiplayer, which
Ooh.
I'm an idiot. And
Bombshell news.
I'm sorry, what was that, Spicy? What you said?
Bombshell news. Am I quiet? Turn me up.
No. I'm probably quiet.
I can turn you up.
No,
Yeah.
it's not bombshell news. I mean, there's a lot of just to lean into the game slightly. There's a lot of different disc golf games out there, and just a little bit about myself. I've always been an avid gamer, and you too.
Oh yeah.
So like I grew up in a family where my dad was like an avid baseball player. So it was sort of the situations where it was like, you're gonna play baseball, and I was like, well, I don't really like baseball. You know? So it's like, but anyway, I had a Nintendo, so I learned the rules of baseball from, I think it was like RBI baseball or something like that. It was called.
A Nintendo 64.
No, I'm a little older than that. That was Nintendo, like with Mario.
Oh, the OG Nintendo.
OJ. I'm really,
yeah.
You know, I'm into some like really crazy vampire stuff in this game.
All right, Keanu.
But anyway, I still know the code to Punch Out. But anyway, that's not what's important here. So long story short, I just like you guys started getting into disc golf over the pandemic, and I'm a big time gamer. Used to play Tiger Woods golf, PGA, you know, all that stuff back in the day. And it just so happened that I did a lot of web. I feel like everybody's doing marketing these days. It's like I do marketing. I actually did. I worked at a car dealership for like a year. I think it broke me a little bit. Shank, don't you work at a car dealership?
I work at a car dealership in marketing.
You guys do the nines. We used to have to do the nines where it's like you had to be there for at least 5 days a week from like 9 to 9.
Yeah.
And that was just bad. And I don't know, I feel like something broke in my head when I was in
Yeah. No, I've worked at 2 dealerships now, and the one I'm at now is nice. It's a 9 to 6, like nothing terrible.
9 to 6.
Yeah, hour lunch break. But the first one I worked at was definitely like that. I was a lube tech at a dealership, and they had me working away some crazy hours for nothing pay. So yeah, dealerships can be scum. That's not what this podcast is about. What the heck? How does this keep trying to turn into a car podcast? That's the second time now.
Just
Second time. Anime
What the heck?
lube tech. I mean,
you know, if it was up to me, everybody.
Sponsored by Bad Dragon.
I'm kind of like I'm sort of anti-work. You know what I mean? Like, of course you gotta work, but you know you have to work. You have to get by. So, but I mean, not life. I mean, I think some of my friends sort of look at me and they're like, you know, that asshole. You know what I mean? In a lot of ways, because it's like I was never really, and I'm not like, oh, I'm a bad boy. Not at all. I'm just saying, like,
hey, you're not wearing leather.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I am performing, and it's like, you know, during the pandemic, you know, it really sucked it all, and I got into kind of developing this game a little bit because honestly, it was just I was learning how to make games, and I went from throwing a grenade to somehow finding Brody Smith and Paul Macbeth in the stadium where
when they were doing trick shots and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm like, who are these? I'm like, who are these jabronis?
Jabronis.
Yeah, you're right. You love the IMC.
Always sunny in Philadelphia. I love it. But no, they're not.
Wow, that's not at all what I thought.
No, that's just a little shout out. But no, they're good. I love them. But anyway, I went from there, and somehow I ended up on a Tyler and Ian video of it was sort of like a false sort of like a spoof on the back nine.
Mm.
I'm like, wow, I'm like, this is an actual sport. And so I started tinkering around and I learned how to throw discs in a barrel, and it was really boring. And I'm like, this is disc golf. And I was like, all right, I'll order a basket. It's got a basket, I was putting, doing that stuff. I'm like, all right. So finally I convinced the buddy. He thought I was crazy for the longest time. Finally convinced the buddy. I'm like, look, I don't want to look ridiculous. I'm like, I got these discs off Amazon. I kind of think I know how to throw them. I'm like, it's a Frisbee. We can yoke these things, He's like, all right. He's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, there's a course about a half hour away. The closest course is a half hour away from me. It's
oh, rest in peace.
But anyway, he says, he's like, all right, well, I'll go with you. You got some discs. All right. So we go, we stink. But everybody was so awesome. I mean, like, there's just so many different snobs. And like, so many, I used to play a lot of poker. And like, some of my friends were like, such poker snobs. It's like, oh, if you don't know how to play poker, then you don't understand life. Like, bro, chill. Yeah. Like, it isn't like that. But disc golf, like, everybody was just like, hey, come on in, let's give it a try, this and that. Mm-hmm. And I think it was like the fourth or fifth hole. I don't even know how the heck I did it, but I had a Wraith, and I heard Shanky mention the G-Star Wraith. For some reason, I really like the G-Star Wraith. Didn't know what I was doing.
One of the best discs, honestly. If you're a beginner and want to throw distance drivers, get a G-Star Wraith. No joke.
Yep. Absolutely. G-Star Wraith. Absolutely. But anyway.
Anything G-Star plastic, really. And they have the coolest stamps. So.
Yeah, they have great stamps. I really do like their stamps.
Settle down with those claims.
It's great. But anyway, so my point was, so I threw the Wraith, and I don't know what it was about it, but in FIFA there used to be able to hold like L1 or R1 and like right stick towards like the goal, and you would do like a finesse shot.
Yeah.
Like, there was just something about that shot that was like beautiful. It was mesmerizing, and it's like, wow, that makes me want to do that. And I got that same feeling with disc golf, and I was like, wow. And at that moment, it's kind of hard to. It's not hard to describe. You felt it. It's almost like when you first meet your wife or somebody you're gonna be with for the rest of your life. When you fall in love, you're like, shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, like, there's something about this game, right? Like, my first year, I was terrified. Like, I have some pretty serious social anxiety. I'm getting over it, but that first year, I was so scared. I wanted to play League, but I didn't want to go and make a fool of myself. Like, I would drive past the course and be like, nope, that's too many people. I'm not going to play because I don't want people to watch me. At some point, I had gotten some people I could talk to on Twitter, and I was like, look, I'm going to, I need y'all to hype me up to go to League. They did. I went, and they are the friendliest people on earth. Like, there's just something different about disc golfers, and it's honestly incredible. Like, no one's there to make fun of you. I mean, unless
it's a Raz Brown.
I mean, fair. But like, they're not going to. We want more people in the sport, right? Mm-hmm. Like, why would you want to turn someone away or like make them feel like crap for not playing well? Like, especially like the league I play in is Random Dubs. At least the one I was talking about then was Random Dubs, and like that's even more scary because it's like you don't know who you're going to get matched up with. You don't know who this person's going to be, and 100% of the time, it's the coolest person you've ever met.
And you're going to suck, by the way.
And you're going to suck, and they are probably too. Like,
that's how I met Terry. Random draw dubs.
Yeah.
But wait, I'll interject, and I'll just do a shout out because I guess this is our local pro. We have the guy's name's Chris Villa.
Okay.
And just to counterpoint that slightly, I remember we were playing dubs one day, and we were doing CTP, and I beat him in CTP, and I was like, oh shit. Chris Villa. I'm a nobody. It's ridiculous for me to think that, but nobody there was ever discouraging. So to your point, yeah, sometimes you do suck, but sometimes you do something great like that, and you also feel
Yeah. And you get praised. Like everyone's like, "Oh hell yeah, nice shot, high fives all around, like hit the bowl." Like,
yeah, exactly. Chill,
like so
approachable. Like that's just
yeah.
about the sport. Like, it's just so. That's why I really like a lot of people in the sport. I really do.
Mhm.
I never want it to get, and I'm talking a lot, and I apologize. I
No,
do.
that's what you're here for.
Hey, you're not Papa Wolf. I mean, that motherfucker dominated our whole first episode, so you're good.
No, I don't. It sounds ridiculous. I just live in a freaking cave, trying to get this game done. Like, so like when I talk to people, it's crazy. Like I'm like,
Yeah. No, your game is amazing, and you've been killing it on the show. So, like, seriously, kudos. I genuinely believe, and I've told you several times, like, I think your game is going to be probably, I mean, it's going to be hard to beat Disc Golf Valley just because it's a mobile game, but it's going to be the biggest game, like PC. And any aspirations on getting on consoles?
Yeah. When I think about disc golf as a game, I sort of go back to the camaraderie that it brought for, my little cousins and my friends. Like, I'm an introvert for the most part, so it's like, I kind of, again, I got that camaraderie through video
Right.
games. So I'm trying to recreate that with DG Go, and again, I was just so completely ignorant to the sport, what it would really take to build a real disc golf game. And I don't want anybody to take that as me knocking the other disc golf games. They are fun, and
they're so, like, if there's a, like, speaking of Disc Golf Valley, right? It's an arcade shooter, right? It's not Call of Duty. It's a mobile game, right? Playing your game, you've put so much work into making the flight realistic that it can't be beat. I mean, the dedication to do that, I can't imagine what that takes programming wise. I've dabbled a little bit in like trying to learn coding, and like nothing like it would take to make a game. I can't imagine how tough that is.
It captures, and it's literally what I was thinking, Shank, is like it so perfectly captures the essence of what the flight of a disc is. So like obviously DGV's got their physics and everything, but if there's a person that's played DGV before, there's a person that has a story about how the physics have fucked them over on that game 1,000 times. And when I played your game, I was like, this is incredible because the disc flies the way it's supposed to. It lands the way it's supposed to. It's got the right ground action, everything. So it's just, I think for me, I didn't even buy it. A friend of mine who knows how much I love disc golf stumbled upon it on the store and was like, I think they bought it for me. And I was like, this is the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life. So I give you super kudos. I very much enjoyed playing.
I absolutely appreciate that. And just to put a pin in that and say, that is not me. It's not like I was so intelligent and was like, oh, a disc is supposed to fly like this and do that. No, that was my Discord server. Honestly, the people in there, in the community, they were like, yeah, this isn't supposed to do this. And actually, one of the guys, he hit me up on DM and he was like, oh, I hope you don't mind. I hacked your game. Oh, cool. And he's like, oh, well, the way you're using this quaternion here, you could be, whatever. I was like, oh. He's like, you meant to do this, right? I was like, totally. And, oh, no, did I kill Kyle?
No, he's violating YouTube guidelines.
Okay.
Yep. He sure is.
Oh, my God, we've killed Kenny, Kyle, though.
We've killed Kenny.
It's not a good or bad thing that I'm doing right now, per your words, Bill.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. You did that purposely, right? Okay, nobody.
Oh yeah.
That's an on-purpose camera view. There we go.
That's great.
You can tell I've streamed before.
Ralph, I was like, oh no, did I say a bad word?
You could say whatever you want on here, buddy.
How were we even talking about? I remember we were just talking about.
You're from Jersey. Speak how you normally do.
Yeah. Your Discord guy hacked your game.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he. Okay, so he's like, yeah, I hacked your game, and here's what you should do. But before that, I was just going off of what kind of manufacturers had on their website.
Mm-hmm.
Innova, some of the discs, all of the discs are. I had mixed experiences with some of the manufacturers.
Mm-hmm.
I look at disc golf in this way. I love seeing companies and people grow. Love it. Love it. Love it. Like, there's people that like help people just because like they're passionate about helping people. You don't find many of them. And Shank, you're definitely one of them. And like you are. And speaking of you, like Dynamic Discs and all those other guys, I'm not just trying to be biased, but are they crazy? I mean, are like here's the deal. Are they crazy? Like before I did this, like I did a lot of marketing, whatever, web stuff, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I worked, like a lot of contractors, and people are really motivated by money. Don't get me wrong, money is great. But when you find somebody, and I find this a lot with engineers for some reason, but when you find somebody who's absolutely just passionate about what they do, and they're like, hey, I want to do this, and as long as it's not freaking rocket science, if they're passionate about it, they're going to figure it out. They're going to do it. And I just, I think the manufacturers and the brands are in like a weird phase right now, because of social media and all. Like everybody says, it's sort of, it's sort of morphing a little bit. And it's like, well, why hiring a marketing person when we can just basically lean on an influencer?
Mm-hmm.
No, I would hire you. You're absolutely dedicated to the sport. I don't know why. I think personally you may have made somebody very mad with your good looks.
Oh, I appreciate it. I'm not too. I mean, they're big companies, right? I mean, we talked about this on a previous episode. Like, can't be too mad. I don't have the qualifications that they're probably looking for, but I just gonna keep trying. I like it's the whole purpose of this podcast, right? Is to spotlight people in the community that are doing great things, that are growing the sport, that are just really cool people, and to bring them on here and to talk about the stuff they're doing, like you and your game, and Spicy and his good looks, and like there it is.
He reminds me of Terry. He does. I didn't know.
Can I jump in with a super fast story?
Yeah, please.
So last time Terry was here filming the memorial, we went to an after party. Dan and Robin live in Chandler, Arizona, and Terry always thanks them and Boyd for hosting him because he stays with them. They let him use their car. They're really, really kind to him. And we went out to an after party at their house after one of the rounds for the memorial. And this lady walked up, and Terry and I rolled in together, as we often do. And she goes, "Is he your younger brother?"
Yeah.
And the look on Terry's face was like, God damn it, I'm never going to hear the end of this. And you know what, Terry? You're absolutely right. You're never going to hear the end of this. It makes me laugh to this day. He was like,
so
no, I met him a year ago.
Yeah, he's one of those people that when I see his face, there's just people always tell me all the time, they're like, smile when you talk to people, and even when you're on the phone, smile. And yeah, it's good advice. It really is, because Tyler Brickley is like this too. He's got that face, that you see it and you kind of just you smile a little bit. You know what I mean? You don't know what it is. Hey, he's got that face. And at this point in the sport, when it's growing so wildly, like it doesn't feel like it has a linear path. But to me, it just doesn't. It's like it feels like it's like and that's fine. But
I think that's more exciting, personally.
You're right, it is. But it's always like, as an industry grows, and again, this is my experience. I'm not like don't listen to this. I'm not a professor. I'm just saying, like, I've seen a lot of. I'm a little older than some of these people. As these sort of industries grow, it's like it attracts two types of people. And the one side are those crazy passionate people like you and Shank and Terry and Tyler, people like that. The other side are the people that are like, oh shit, this can make money.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the truth of it. Both of those sides grow this. They do. Both of these, they really, really do. But at the end, what this industry becomes, that's up to the people that are passionate about it.
Yeah.
Sound like whatever, but they're the ones that are really going to form it. The people that want the money, they're going to help lift the sport with the money. But
yeah,
Terry, Tyler, like I said, these people out there, like, they're really the ones that are carrying the sport on their back.
100%.
Paul, Brody. I mean, when I first saw Brody, I was a nerd in high school, so like I saw Brody, I'm like, oh,
the programmer? No way. Sorry, go ahead.
I wasn't a programmer. I was a sales guy, but I did sales, marketing, all that stuff. But no, I saw Brody. I'm like, oh shit, another jock. And I got to tell you, he has really sort of switched my perception. I was judging a book by its cover, and I shouldn't do that. He's great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's out there for the sport, and everybody else that does it too.
Yeah. He called me a dork, so
who did? Brody.
Brody.
Chad. You know what? I take everything back.
I've never agreed with Brody more than right now. Oh,
that was so funny.
You know what? I would be saying that, I'd be saying the same thing, but I think it was I don't know. I was talking to somebody on Instagram, and they had mentioned to me, because I was like, oh crap, they had a live show going. Like, I didn't mean to crowbar your show, buddy. He's this and that. I was like, Brody was driving me crazy. It was Robbie Sig, and he's like, oh, don't worry about it. He's like, Brody's not as bad as you think.
Yeah, no, it's
right.
So here's my theory about him, right? People, especially on Twitter, I think people think he's abrasive, or maybe like bringing negativity into the space. But here's my opinion on Brody, right? Like, I had a couple interactions with him yesterday, and it was a lot of fun. He is peak Gen X. He has zero ability to send tone through a text platform, and I think that rubs people the wrong way. It's like me, I'm like a young millennial, so I overuse emojis. I mean, it's my whole damn thing, right? The hang loose, bro, like and but it works.
Though. You know what I mean? Like,
it works. It gave me a thing. Like, it's marketing mumbo jumbo. But Brody doesn't have that, and it comes off super abrasive. Like, we were talking, and he said something about having PDGA number in your bio, and he's like, yeah, or fuck, I can't remember what he said, but it's something along those lines. And he was like, that's weird. And then someone said that it was Nasser. He was like, oh, he basically called you a dork. And I was like, how dare he?
You reminded me, he made a comment on one show about, I think it was whale sacks. He said something like, oh, they're the whale sacks or whatever. Just snide comment. I mean, easily,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, totally.
But here we are talking about him. So.
Well, and again, and as I said to you, like, not that Brody's money, obviously, but I mean, you gotta respect what he's done for the sport.
Oh,
whether you like him or not, I mean, and you do, right? I mean,
yeah, no, I enjoy his content, and I want to see him succeed. And I don't always agree with the people that he attracts, but as him as a person, I'm behind him.
There's no reason.
Drew, on the other hand.
You talking about Gibson?
Unfettering hatred for Drew. And genuinely, before I ever met him, I also was not a big Drew guy. And then I filmed him off his cards, and he was easily, and I'm not lying, aside from the FPO field, because they're great. But Drew is the most understanding and, like, accommodating disc golfer I've ever filmed. He was like, "Yeah, man,
Oh.
take your time." And I was like, "Oh my god, you're the best!" Like,
Yeah,
my
Drew Gibson.
it's just got to get across. I'm running back and forth, so he was really nice and understanding. And every time he sees me now, he's like, "What's up, man?" And it's like,
You need to get a PR team.
What's up, man?
Because he does not have a PR.
Listen, I love Drew.
Yeah. No.
Get up a high pitched voice. Other than that, good guy.
Who do you just if you don't mind me asking you guys, do you have any favorite players or like one player that you feel that you like to follow over the other?
I have several stories.
I would say I always want to see James Conrad do well, just because he's got one of the most unique forms in the game. But in terms of like someone who I just enjoy watching play, it's got to be Kevin Jones.
KJ.
Love Kevin Jones.
I think he's my favorite. I think he is the best disc golfer with the worst luck.
He just because you brought him up and sort of talking about DG Go at the same time, disc golf game one, the putting mechanic. We have two different putts, and I think I only have one of them active right now. But there's a spin putt, and then there's more of a push putt. It's kind of whatever. But the push putt was modeled off of Calvin trying to get his putt.
Oh,
Yeah. But I'm working on the tomahawk mechanic, and everything about it, and the spike hyzers, everything about it, Kevin Jones. Like that's all I've been watching is Kevin Jones. And let me just now that you brought this up, I've been working on, and I'm not saying this is coming to the game for. Go ahead.
That's what's going to separate your game from it. Like you're working on a tomahawk mechanic.
Look,
like, are you kidding me?
I learned how to drive stick because of Grand Theft Auto. No, I'm sorry, not Grand Theft Auto. Jeez. Nothing I learned.
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo. Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah. I still remember my beautiful significant other, right? When I first met her, she had a Jeep, and it was a Wrangler. And I'm chauvinistic. I'm young. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. She's like, "Do you know how to drive stick?" Oh shit, yeah. L1 popped up. Yeah, no problem.
L1.
Yeah. I think it's like you did. L1's ridiculous. I can't remember it from Gran Turismo. But I understood the concept of it, and I got in there and I jammed it around, and I figured that happened quite a few times in life for quite a few things.
That's what happened when I met my wife.
But anyway, I got in there and I jammed it around, and I figured it out. I'm like, oh, this is a clutch. This is how it works. And I want people to experience that with disc golf. And there is a huge market, especially mobile, that you'll have a field of people that will buy a game simply because of the novelty of it being something they're into, a battleship game, a race car game, a disc golf game. And just to get the elephant out of the room, I'm not saying that about Disc Golf Valley. Disc Golf Valley is a great game and a hell of an accomplishment. By all means,
it's arcade disc golf.
DG Go on my phone, I would be playing you every time I shit, and I mean that in the most respectful way. I can't use my computer when I'm destroying the porcelain.
Once I get out of multiplayer, there's a lot of great things that are in the pipeline. Let me just put it to you that way. Multiplayer
pipeline.
I feel like
the DGA pipeline. You have to say it the right way if you're gonna say it.
DGA pipeline. I feel like I took a bullet with multiplayer because it was update after update after update after update, and then I got in the multiplayer and it kind of just I'm stuck here. But no, Disc Golf Valley is a good game in its own right, and it's trying to be a mobile game. So like it hasn't done anything wrong. Like people need to understand that. But from a disc golf perspective, I'm not looking for that in a disc golf game. I'm looking to feel it a little more, and I want to be able to control that disc a little bit more, and that's what I'm going for. That's it. I mean, there's a lot of people that have made games, a lot of good games, but to make what I feel, I'm a gamer, I'm a nerd, been doing it my whole life. Like I said, ever since OG Nintendo. You have to find the fun in the game.
Right.
I talk to people who are like, "Oh man, I haven't played DG Go in a month or two. I have to pick it back up." And it's like, no, don't. There's nothing new. I didn't put any new courses. There's no new discs, no new content. when you feel the need, you want to have that fun, you want to pick it up, you want to try something new, you go and do it. You don't play it just because I'm your friend or it's a disc golf game. You play it because it's fun. That's
Right.
why I play it. So it's my goal to create that. And I hope through the game that I can get some people and be like, wow, this is a cool feeling. Sort of like what Paul and Brody gave me when I saw the video of them throwing in a stadium. Like, how cool is that? Everybody can throw a Frisbee, right? That's what I thought until I tried. I'm better now. No. But that's I want people to feel that. You know, there's so many things that have us down. And I mean, as hard as people are working these days, it's like to have something like disc golf. Yeah, you can have golf. Cool, you got golf. It's expensive as all hell. You're gonna spend 4 hours out there.
Fucking so is.
It's, you know what I mean? Or just grab some people that and you're gonna suck at golf. You know, you are.
I love the way you say
suck at
golf.
disc golf most of the time. So
You're gonna suck at disc golf, but you know what? And I'm being subjective, mind you, but like the learning curve is just
It's insane.
way easier in disc golf, right?
oh
I mean,
wait,
right?
I there's no one that has 18 holes in one in ball golf.
Oh, of
No.
course. No, of course. I mean,
That's the hot take I always have is that disc golf is wildly easier than ball golf, and disc golfers hate when you say that. You're like, but it's the fucking case.
It's the
Yeah.
case, and not only that, I'll just add to it, and I think this is one of the reasons why a lot of I don't want to say misfits, but you know, more creative types, let's say, are attracted to this sport. Think about all the things you can do with that disc.
Yeah.
Think
Right.
about-
Well, there's so many different, like, there's no, you can't Heiser flip a golf ball.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, when I first saw a roller, I remember somebody asking me, and they were like, "Well, can you like what happens if it hits the ground?" I'm like, "Oh, it's done." You know, I'm like, I don't think it can go any further. And like next thing I know, I was watching Eagle or somebody, and like it's just like rolling, and I'm like, "This is
AB being an absolute roller god.
roller god," and I'm like, "Wait a minute, that's like legal?" And
Yeah.
I mean,
I watched the big arm challenge. That was the AB was all over that place.
God damn, bro, it's spun me around like 9 times.
And not only that, but like when we talk about like the artists, I mean the artists in this sport, the stamp game. Yeah, I love the manufacturers. I love them to death,
Mhm.
but like I really appreciate the artists. You
Dude,
know,
Thought Space.
what was that?
Thought
Oh.
Space.
Oh yeah,
I
man.
love Thought Space.
They have the best stamps in the game, I think, hands down.
he fucking
I mean, I mean, I love them.
In Thought Space, what better publicity do you need than what just happened right now? You are absolutely welcome. Use it free of charge, but also
You know, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't throw their disc. You know,
Ooh.
I don't throw their disc. Do you know why I don't throw their disc? Number one, I haven't played disc golf in probably about 4 months now. I've been so damn busy. No, it hasn't been that long, maybe 2 months. I think I went out with a buddy. But I don't throw their disc because I've got too many damn discs. I was a junkie. I came into the sport and I was like, I came from FIFA. Have you guys ever played FIFA?
nope.
No,
I'm
not
just
really.
shaped like a soccer ball. I don't watch one.
They have Ultimate Team. And I don't know if you ever heard about EA Sports or any of that crap.
Oh yeah,
In the game.
It's in the game. Yes. EA Sports, you know, there's like a really fine line between, you know, a fun game and an addicting game.
hmm
And, you know, EA Sports, and again, capitalism. EA Sports has kind of fallen down the line of, you know, how much money can we get out of these kids? Now, how much money can we get out of these adults? And, you know, it's gambling. You know, those loot pops and all that crazy shit, that's gambling. And, you
Yeah.
know, we're teaching our kids to sort of chase that drip of dopamine of like, oh, just do this, just do that, just do that. And there's no regulation really. And I shouldn't say no regulation, there is some regulation. I don't like those
I
sort of
hope
games.
gambling never comes to disc golf.
Well,
Those would be
Really?
real degenerates.
Are you kidding me? I was gonna say, you got some guy, what, your last show, some gambler, right?
Don't tell Nasser, bro. He's
Yeah,
gonna
Nasser.
divorce your ass.
Nah, that's what I was. Oh
Definitely don't watch episode 3.
no!
I ripped through them all real quick. But no, anybody who goes to grow the sport is cool with me. It's something great, and I feel like it's just something people need to experience.
Are you doing long division? Oh, the pencil's upside down. Never mind.
No, I to tell you the truth, I don't even know what. I tried to clean up a little bit.
Listen, you guys, I just want to point this out because Bill's been phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
He has more notes than we do about this podcast. That
Oh.
just found out he was going to be on maybe 2 hours.
No,
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys having me. My notes are really just like other people that have inspired me. Like I said, the stamp artist Kelly Babber. I hope I'm saying his name right. He's done a few stamps for Ledgestone, Discraft.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
done a few in Disc Golf Game On. He's done a few in our game.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Just anybody who grows the sport. I mean, again, just I hope that sponsors
Torqued
continue.
up, Gina.
Yeah. I just hope that the sponsors and the brands they just really continue to focus most of their money on the players and growing the sport.
No, absolutely. I mean, your passion is palpable. I mean, listening to you talk about your game
What an
and
erotic statement.
erotic,
I mean, reminded me of orange juice. Pulp.
pulpable, but your passion for what you do is incredible, and it's you can feel it even through the monitor here. So, I mean, thank you so much for being on. And Spicy's
Are we
tickling us.
Are we doing a giveaway for him? Because you said we were going to loop him in.
Oh, that's right. We should do that. Here's what we do. Yeah. So.
Oh, also we have to set rules for the Ricky Wysocki giveaway.
That's true.
So
in the comments down there,
beyond,
tell us
beyond Bill.
that you followed Disc Golf Game on whatever platform you use the most, and we'll check it for sure.
We'll pick one follower from all the platforms that we gain after today, and we'll pick somebody. And
Also, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to crowbar in any way. Please.
Oh, you're good.
I'll just say I wasn't. It's my fault. I wasn't prepared, and I know you guys also. You had another guest on here. I saw you guys were like pumping it up. Somebody said like, "Oh, we're gonna have a great guest for you." I'm like, "Oh shit! Does everybody know they canceled?"
He wasn't saving that one for the whole show.
Oh no!
But
I love that.
I'm not. I'm usually not big on promotion. But
You're going to send them $1,000 if they win. That's incredible.
No, I mean,
Holy cow!
Yeah, join our DG Go Discord. I'll be giving away a few keys in the next few days to the game if you got a PC and you want to try it for free. I got to get some people in there anyway with these new multiplayer features that we're trying to test out. So
well, we'll be in there.
Here, that's how we do it, right? Are you on YouTube?
I'm on YouTube. I mean, we have a YouTube channel. Like I said, I'm not.
Okay. So that's how we'll do the giveaway.
We're promoting you. You're not promoting you. Don't worry about it.
Are we doing that for the Ricky disc, or are we doing that for Papa Wolf's?
To get in his Discord?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking
we could do a comment for. Let's figure this out live in front of everyone.
Yeah. No, we're chilling. We're chilling. So tag Disc Golf Game On's YouTube and one friend in the comments, and that will enter you for
a key. You got to join their Discord because that's where you're going to get the key from.
Got to join the key. Join the key.
We'll send us a link. We'll post the link and make sure you guys get in on the Discord. And then
I'll personally send you cocaine.
And you have to tell another friend about this guy. Not this guy Game On. You just got to tell him. You got to be the annoying friend who says like,
bro, you got to try this game.
You got to try it. Like, you got to try it.
Listen, you just described the annoying friend. That's the whole Call of Duty fan base, which is why it's so popular. So now we have to get Disc Golf Game On in the same realm, which we will, absolutely. Shank and I will both be on there, so if you join multiplayer matches, you might end up in a round with one of us and absolutely know what it feels like to get dominated. In the meantime,
if multiplayer goes live, maybe we can even have Hanging Loose open.
Oh yeah, there are some tournaments that we'll be having. I'd love to have you guys and what we
little tournament built up.
No, what we can do is we can have. I've already got some Shank. There. We can for Spicy.
We'll get one for Spicy.
If I send you an image, can you just put it on a disc?
I can make some things happen, possibly. Oh yeah. Yeah.
If this ends up in a game, you will be winning me so many brownie points you literally don't understand.
I could probably pull some strings and make something happen. No problem.
Heck yeah. Little 2024 tour series for both of us.
Yeah, of course. No, like I said, Shank, you hit me with one of my favorite quotes. Rising tide raises all seas. And I think it was it Shakespeare or not? Shakespeare. I forget who it was, but it was somebody smart, way smarter than I was. But I love it because again, like people need to be lifted. Like again, your life, you go 9 to 5, and that's great. You come home to your family and all. It's like work is part of life, but it isn't life. And I say that stuck in this cave. I'm just trying to get something great out. That's all. But other than that, play disc golf, enjoy life.
Yep. And join his Discord. Get a free key, possibly. If not, just buy his game.
Yeah, absolutely. Support the art. Support.
Yeah, just
the
buy his
art.
game. You were going to buy that disc? Don't do that. Buy his game.
I'll tell you what. If you buy his game instead of a disc and you send me a photo of the receipt, I'll pick 5 people that I reimburse for the game.
Ooh.
5 people I'll reimburse for the game if you go buy disc golf game on right
There
now.
we go.
Send me a DM of the receipt. I will reimburse.
Yep.
Very kind of you, Spicy. I appreciate that immensely.
And
No worries. Happy to do it.
happy holidays.
Happy
Well, thank you so
holidays.
much for being on, Bill.
Of course. Again, thank you guys for having me. Get out there, everybody. Make sure you give disc golf a try. And happy holidays to everybody else.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Bill. Have a good
Thank
one,
you so
buddy.
much.
Woo!
Ooh. What a cool
We're
guy.
over, but you know what? We're good over. We're not bad over.
Yeah.
We can be bad over for sure.
Yeah.
That was
We're-
great.
We're just about on the right train. So we just got to figure out what to do with those 3 Frisbees.
That's right. It was which 3? The 3
got-
that Brian had?
We had 2 from Brian and 1 from you.
Okay. So
We could give that one away on Twitter.
this one?
Yeah.
How do you want to do that? We can figure it out. We can
Yeah.
chat about it. We'll announce it.
Keep an eye out.
And then this one, I'm picking a winner 1 week from today. This is the signed Haley King Tour champion, Stalker, great disc. And then Brian, I love you to death, Brian. Can't remember the 2 discs because I didn't write it down. I'll have to watch this back.
It was Andrew Marweed signed Rift
Yes. One of
and
these.
something else.
And there was a driver in there, I think, too.
Yeah.
So we'll sort out the details, Brian. We love you to death.
Tell us what the disc was in the comments.
Precisely. And then just keep your eyes on the socials in the meantime. So it's at Hanging Loose DG,
Yep.
right?
Pod, I believe. No, it is DG. You're right.
Hanging Loose DG.
Yep.
And any giveaways we'll post about, announce about. We're real annoying about it. So make sure you guys
Oh, yeah.
follow and hang out.
Yep. I have ruined my algorithm promoting. So.
Are you trying to grow your business? No, Twitter. Leave me the fuck alone.
I'm not making any money on this. Well, if you made it this far, I appreciate you listening, watching.
Holy
however
Full
you're-
Club?
however-
You don't know what that means. But
I
know.
nope. Way over my head. Appreciate you listening or watching, however you're consuming this. Leave a comment reminding us what that other disc was. Tag a buddy. Do whatever you want. We'll pick someone.
We'll pick someone. We'll get in touch with Brian to make sure we know what the disc was.
Yep.
All right. Until next week, episode 5, we should be graduating with our discount code from Brian and Great.
Yup. So you'll be able
we
to
might
get
have him on a third time. We'll
a
see.
little something from Great Lakes disc. You got to hurry though, because there's only one.
There's only one disc.
Yeah. So the
All right,
discount.
bye.
See ya. Oh no! Wait, the wrong button.
Thanks for listening to Hanging Loose, a disc golf podcast. We'll be back again next week. Until then, hang loose.